Hello everyone and welcome to this guide on how to efficiently farm the Ymani boss at the Onyx facilities. To access an Onyx facility, simply accept any Hyperion contract except the lab sample mission. This will give you a location marker that you can quantum jump to. If you're playing Star Citizen 4.8, make sure you've completed the Hyperion intro contract first. I've linked my guide for that in the description below. Before starting your farming runs, I strongly recommend storing valuable loot such as Yormandi eyes, Yormandi tongues, excess excavation cards or other valuables inside the facility. This prevents you from losing them if you die during a run. You can just pick them up again after leaving the facility. I also recommend writing down the name of the facility you're using. Even if you no longer have an active Hyperion mission, you'll still be able to fly back to the facility manually later. Once you've arrived, there are two ways to reach the Yormandi boss fight. The fastest method requires an ASD access card excavation. If you have one, you can use the shortcut that skips most of the facility. To see how to use it, skip to the timestamp displayed on the screen. However, if you don't have an excavation card yet, don't worry. I'll first show the normal route and then cover the shortcut afterwards. Let's start with the standard route. Head to the research wing and take the elevator down. You'll find yourself on an upper platform. Align yourself with the yellow bridge and jump down onto it. There's a chance that you'll suffer a tier 3 injury, but the time saved makes it well worth it. Once you have healed up, drop down to the lowest level and call the large elevator. Be warned though, calling the elevator triggers a large wave of hostile NPCs and irradiated Copians. Try to stay hidden as long as possible and get everyone into the elevator as quickly as possible. After reaching the top, head left towards side B and follow the route shown on screen. Eventually, you'll reach another elevator leading down into side B. Immediately to the right after entering, you'll find a room containing several Fresnels and plenty of ammunition. Feel free to stock up before continuing. There are only a few enemies in this section, mostly located toward the back left side. Wait for your entire group to enter the cargo platform before sending it down. While descending, you can already engage enemies at the bottom. Once the elevator arrives at the bottom, wait for it to come to a complete stop before jumping off. Jumping too early can occasionally result in you clipping underneath the platform. Clear all hostiles before proceeding. Especially the snipers with the machine guns on the top can be really dangerous as they can one-shot you if you are unlucky. When moving from the central area onto the left bridge, do not climb onto the boxes. Instead, jump across exactly as shown in the video. Climbing onto the boxes can sometimes trap you inside the bridge geometry, resulting almost always in your death. While moving down the bridge, ignore the distant snipers as best as possible and continue toward the lower section. This final area contains numerous red and blue loot crates. Make sure to check the blue crates for ASD cards named Excavation. Finding one will allow you to use the shortcut on future runs. Just a short distance ahead, you'll reach the Yormandi boss door. Now, let's talk about the shortcut. If you're not interested in that and want to get to the section where we talk about the boss fight, just skip to the timestamp shown on the screen. From the main lobby, head toward the large elevator shaft in the center of the facility. Near the broken elevator, you'll find a small opening leading into a ventilation shaft. Follow the vent system as shown in the video. The path is straightforward and ultimately leads directly to the shortcut door near the boss arena. Once there, hold the ASD card excavation in your hand and use it to unlock the door. Make sure your entire group passes through quickly. The door closes shortly after opening and cannot be reopened from the other side. After everyone is through, simply take the elevator down to the boss arena. Before starting the fight, I highly recommend backtracking a short distance along the normal route and checking nearby blue crates for additional excavation cards. This allows you to continue using the shortcut at future facilities without needing to run the full route again. The Ymani boss fight consists of two Ymandis, large serpent-like creatures that can emerge from any of the three pools in the arena. The most important thing to remember is that falling into the water is an instant death. For that reason, I strongly recommend avoiding the water at all costs. If a Yormandi downs you on land, your teammates can still revive you. If you fall into the water though, you're simply dead. One useful advantage against the Yormandis, or I guess you could also call it a cheese, is that there were not attack players standing on the upper platform right next to the boss door. This means you can safely position most of your group up top, while a single player drops down to activate the encounter and draw aggro. It might be easier to hit the Yormandi more accurately on the lower level though. Now, how do you actually kill a Yormandi? While it is technically possible to brute force the fight by shooting it until it dies, doing so requires an unreasonable amount of ammunition. Instead, you should focus on its weak points. The weak points appear as dark grey or black patches along the creature's body. Due to a visual bug, they can be difficult to see, but a flashlight makes them easier to identify. You will also get visual feedback if you're doing critical hits, similar looking to when you're getting headshots. Some weak points, however, remain underwater and cannot be hit while the Yormandi is in its normal state. To expose them, you need to overcharge the creature. Whenever the Ymani performs one of its electrical breath attacks, shoot the Ymani with an energy weapon such as the Parallax, which will overcharge the creature and trigger the animation shown on screen. Alternatively, you can achieve the same effect by letting the Ymani destroy one of the batteries found in a nearby battery storage. During the overcharge animation, additional weak points become exposed for a short period of time. Make sure your team is ready to focus fire these weak points before the animation ends. Once the first Yormandi reaches roughly 50% health, a second Yormandi will spawn. Be careful not to kill the first one too quickly. As shown in this footage, doing so can occasionally prevent the second Yormandi from spawning. To dodge incoming attacks from the Yormandi, it's generally a good idea to just run around him, which allows you to strafe most of its attacks. However, some attacks have to be dodged by hiding behind rocks, which can be destroyed and therefore can be quite dangerous. When the second Yormandi appears, continue focusing the first one. The second Yormandi will usually remain passive unless attacked. After defeating both Yormandis, each one will have 2 eyes and 1 tongue. Be careful when removing the eyes, due to another bug, the pickup animation can occasionally move your character into the water. If this happens, immediately cancel the interaction. Using a tractor beam is usually the safest option, although it isn't always reliable. Because of the current state of the game, don't be surprised if you occasionally leave with fewer eyes than expected. Once you've collected your loot, leave the arena through the exit shown on screen. Travel to the next Onyx facility and repeat the process. And that's everything you need to know to farm Yormandi efficiently in Star Citizen 4.8. If this guide helped you out, consider leaving a like and subscribing for more Star Citizen guides. You'll also find links to the Hyperion Intro Mission Guide and Atlas Defense Industry, our organization, in the description below. Thanks for watching and good luck out there.